section 13.1, our objective today is I can apply the distance formula and the general equation of a circle. So I have 2 points here on the coordinate plane. I have the point -3, 4 and the point 1, -4. And I want to know the length of the segment that connects those 2 points, or the distance between those 2 points. Well, I can form a right triangle by dropping an altitude here and then making a horizontal line that meets that altitude from the point 1, -4, and I get a right triangle. And the length of this side of the right triangle is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the length of this side is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Now, I could have gotten that 8 by using the distance between 4 and -4. So the absolute value of the 4 minus a -4 gives us 8. Okay? And the absolute value of -3 minus 1 gives us a 4. So the distance actually comes from doing the absolute value of the difference of the x's and the difference of the y's. And then once I have a right triangle, I can use Pythagorean theorem. 8 squared plus 4 squared equals c squared. So 64 plus 16 equals c squared, or 80 equals c squared, or 4 square root 5 equals c. So the distance is from this point to this point is 4 square root 5. Well, we can expand that to just be a generic. So if this is x1 and this is y1, and this is x2 and this is y2, then I can take the difference in the x's, so -3 minus 1, I should say. The difference in the x's, so it should be x2 minus x1, okay? That's where the 4 came from. And then that 4 was squared, plus the difference in the y's, so y2 minus y1 squared, that's where this came from, equals c squared. Okay, and then to solve for c, we take the square root of both sides. Okay, and so c is equal to the square root of x2 minus x1 quantity squared plus y2 minus y1 quantity squared. And so this is the distance formula. So the distance between 2 points is just the square root of the difference of the x values squared plus the difference of the y values squared, and then the square root of that. Okay? So if I want the distance, example, if I want the distance between the point 4, 2 and the point 1, -1, then distance is equal to the difference in the x's, or sorry, the square root of the difference of the x's plus the difference in the y's. Okay, and then I just simplify that, and so I get the square root of 3 squared plus 3 squared, or 9 plus 9, or the square root of 18, or 3 square root 2. So the distance between those 2 points is 3 square root 2. Okay. Now, moving on to circles. So remember, when we're looking at a circle, in a coordinate plane. So let's say that this is my center and it has a radius of 3. And then I would just go like this, okay? So the radius is 3. But remember, the circle is defined as all the points a set distance from a set point. So this point is an xy. And we're going to, this is an xy, but we're going to, since it's the center, we're going to give it a special name. It's going to be AB. Okay, a lot of books use MHK, right? And so we want to know this distance. This is R. So we use the distance formula. So R is equal to the difference in the x's, so x minus a quantity squared, plus the difference in the y's, y minus b quantity squared. Okay, and then if I square both sides, I get r squared is equal to x minus a quantity squared plus y minus b quantity squared. And so this is the general equation of a circle. Okay, so, and notice that the point that represented the center was a positive A and a positive B. But notice in the formula, it's the opposite sign. And so, if I give you the equation of a circle and ask you to find the center and the radius, okay, so let's say I give you x plus 3 quantity squared plus y minus 5 quantity squared equals 4. Well, the center is going to be at negative 3, 5. And notice that that's the opposite of what I see here, and the opposite of a negative 5, okay? And the radius is the square root of 4, or 2, okay? Or if I give you the center and the radius and ask you to find the equation of the circle, then it's x plus 3 quantity squared plus y plus 8 quantity squared equals 6 squared. Or x plus 3 quantity squared plus y plus 8 quantity squared equals 36. So that's the equation of a circle whose center is at negative 3, negative 8, and whose radius is 6.